All right, y'all, got a crazy story for you. I'm on an emergency run to Alabama. Of course, you're wondering what's an emergency in Alabama for. Well, let me tell you about this story. So I'm reading this news article, and it's about this Facebook marketplace ad for Twin Tires. So I like automotive stuff. I like things with engines, and I'm reading this article about Twin Tires I'd never heard of in my life. So the whole deal is there's this guy, Jerry Johan, I might be saying that wrong, but this Czechoslovakian guy, born in 1921. He was a race car driver, and he lost this race because of a wet racetrack. It was raining on him, couldn't gain the traction. And so back in the day, of course, tires were not directional. They did not have the water grooves and all those different things that make tires as great as they are today. So this race car driver, he loses this race, and he wants to figure out a better way for tires to work, right? Like a better tire. He came up with a phenomenal idea. So we all know dualies are freaking awesome. Dualies are the best. The tires, no rain issues, right? You got the big groove in between the tires, kicks that rain right through there, no problem. So he has this idea in mind. He comes up with a car tire that has two sets of tires, kind of like the width of motorcycle tires, on a single rim. Wow. So again, taken in context, there's no way to get rid of rain on a car tire back in those days. No grooves, none of this stuff. So he has this idea, comes up with this invention, and tries it out, and it's phenomenal. So now he's got two tires, one rim. You got a big deep groove that can kick out all the rain, and it turns out that it's a huge success in the rain. Not only that, you got two tires on one rim, you get a flat tire, you're fine. There's actually stories, not to get too far ahead of myself, of the guy driving a race car with these tires, with flat tires, just to prove a point. You also have extra sidewall material. So now your tires handle a lot better in the corners. It's just such a great thing. So anyways, you got all this going on. The tire life on these things lasts a lot better, and the thing's a hit. Took a little bit of while for marketing sales guy, only markets in magazine ads, things like that, so it didn't get off the ground right away. But by the 80s, it becomes a thing. It comes out on a few cars. I think Mercedes adopted them. General Motors had some interest. Aftermarket rims. So it wasn't huge, but there was enough of these things out there. So this article I'm reading is about these JJD Twin Tires. JJ for his initials, D, well, I guess he wanted to throw a little D into the mix. I don't know, I can't blame him. But so moving forward, so JJD Twin Tires, they come out, they work really well. They got a couple downfalls though. It's more expensive and a little bit more challenging to mount the tires because you got two sets of beads on one rim, so it's, not traditional way. And you have more metal because you need to, bead two sets of tires there. So you got heavier rims. Cars were more sensitive to that back then, especially when you're on a race car. And so that was downfalls. They didn't get a whole lot of popularity. They were in business till the early 90s, and then they went out. But I never saw these things in the 80s. I never saw these things in the 90s. So I thought this ad, I was like, wow, that's a crazy thing. So then I look up the Facebook ad. Sure enough, still for sale. Guess where? Alabama, hence my trip. So I am going to be the person that gets these freaking things. $250, all four rims, 8 tires mounted. They hold air. So this, supposedly, we'll see when I get them. But this is such a cool thing. I told that person I'm on my way. Actually got a little bit of a discount there, $275. Got them for $250. I'm quite proud of myself. So I am headed out to Alabama to get this. Beautiful country roads. You got mountains. You got fields. It's a wonderful trip. So I'm just hoping that my mistakes don't get the best of me, essentially. I was so excited I did not think about meeting at a police station. I'm going to meet at a gas station. So hopefully it all works out well, and there's going to be a follow-up to this recording and it makes it on the web. But anyways, so reading these articles, such a phenomenal thing. The wheels were turning. My boys once had an idea how great it would be to have dually tires on my side-by-side. So the whole thing, when I was looking at these tires, I got the measurements from a Pro R, and it says it was 5 on 4.5. So I knew these were 5 lug rims from the ad, but it didn't say what the spacing was, or not the back spacing, that's still unknown. but I didn't know what the lug spacing was, and I told them I was looking for 5 by 4.5, and they came back to me and they said, well, these are 5 by 4.5. Are you freaking kidding me? They could be lying. We'll see. But if this is true, I'm going to have the first side-by-side ever to be rocking 8 tires at once. 2 sets of dualies on the front and the rear. So dualies on the front. This is phenomenal. So I'm thinking I'm changing the whole world for side-by-sides. These things could come back. These twin tires might be a thing again because of me, because of this video, because of you watching it. I know you're all going to like and subscribe. I'm not monetized. I don't make any money off of this. I'm just sharing something cool with you, and I hope you like it, and I hope you give it the views. And maybe if I get monetized, I can do some more cool things with these things. So here's my mindset at this moment. I don't know if I want to give away all the ideas that I got for these things, but to start, I'm going to get these tires, bring them back home. It's going to be a pretty late night. This is a long run. I'm going to put them on the side-by-side tomorrow. If we can mount these, we're going for a drive. I'm going to let you know. And you're going to be the first people to ever watch this video about something that could explode. This could be one of those videos where they say it breaks the internet. You're watching it. We could break the internet together because of JJD's Twin Tires. I know. A little excited. Bringing back something old school to have a better purpose in the modern world. This is just exciting. This reminds me of Hawaiian shirts. So I was big into Hawaiian shirts. Loved those things. Then it came back in style. This is like 10 years ago. Anyways, it comes into style. Here I was, the front runner for Hawaiian shirts, coming back into style. Then they went out of style. Once they're out of style, I had a whole closet full of nothing but Hawaiian shirts, and I couldn't do anything with those things. It's a shame. I kept one or two, but I miss my Hawaiian shirts. Maybe we break the internet with Hawaiian shirts again, too! Best Friday night ever. All right, stay with me. We're going to have some great adventures. I appreciate you watching. I appreciate you helping. I want your feedback on these things. We're in this together. Epic, guys. Moment of silence. All right, we're driving. Got, I don't know, 2 hours to go to get there. Hope I don't get shot. JJD Twin Tires. Holy crap, they're legit. I have the freaking tires. I'm on my way back. And I didn't get shot. Great freaking guy. It works at a tire shop. Got the tires back in the 90s from a dealer that was getting them at the time. He gave me a good story. He's had them on several cars. Always, you know, lots of questions and kind of a showstopper when he has these things. Their age, you know, whatever. But they're actually twin tire branded rims, twin tire rubber on the wheels. I mean, wow, this is such a cool deal. I'm so excited. And because I drove so far, he wanted to give me $50 off of the things. I was like, nah, I can't do that, but I really appreciate it. So we split it in the middle. I took 20, he took 30. So I ended up paying $230 for these things. Holding air, it's all legit. Wait till you see. He's had them on a Sunfire, so if it's a Sunfire bolt pattern, and some other small Chevy. So that's what I was reading too about the bolt pattern being similar to a small Chevy. Now I really hope I can put them on a Pro R. He wanted to put them on some other vehicles, but he called a place to make wheel adapters for them, and it was going to be about $5,500. So yeah, no kidding. That's no reason why not being ran these old ones anymore. But if it fits straight up to the Pro R, yeah. All right. Next video will be intense.